Let's take a dive in a secret mine. Not quite water, but hey, that was frozen water. Close enough.
I was just about to say, it's frozen water. It's close enough.
I'm disappointed that it's not a hotel.
We already had a hotel, Mario.
Well, yeah, but that sucked. And it also wasn't in a snowy area.
Was there a snowy hotel in Hotel Mario?
No.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Luigi went into his idle animation while listening to EGAG talk. Even he gives no fucks about what this old man rambles about.
And also, unfortunately, Lewis, this is a mine, not a hotel. Nor is it overlooking anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we elaborate why exactly you're not looking forward to this place?
It's so boring and irritating too.
Irritating as in plenty of ice puzzles?
I'm trying to remember specifics, but I played this game like 3 years ago, so I'm not really remembering specifics. I just remember not liking it.
Well, here's my issue. First of all, upon first impression, before we've even stepped into the house, this is a mine level, right? Didn't we just have mine aesthetics in the desert area?
Honestly,
No, those are clocks.
There were mine carts and mine tracks and stuff around too, though.
I honestly would have preferred them having a cohesive mansion. Like, I liked in the original Luigi's Mansion how the entire place felt like, you know, it's a ghosty house, but it actually had some amount of structure to it. And, you know, like, everything was arranged in a way that made sense architecturally. So, here, it's just, everything feels much more haphazard. Not in just terms of layout, but also in terms of theme as well.
You fool, the money will respawn by the time I get in there.
Go, 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 it's Monopoly money.
Also, I wish that getting rid of snow was that easy in real life.
Just gotta get a flamethrower, Ted.
Yeah, it's called a flamethrower.
Okay, you know, everybody can just get a flamethrower. It's that easy.
Yes.
How the hell are you
You
supposed
just get a lighter and a can of aerosol.
Okay, I also don't like having my hair being set on fire.
No, okay, this is what happens, okay? All you gotta do is do what that guy in Alone in the Dark did. You know, you douse your bullets in gasoline and light them on fire. You hold your lighter up in front of your gun and fire. It's not gonna blow your hand off, I swear.
There's a lot of bad ideas in Alone in the Dark, but that seems like one of the most bad.
What you're saying, you guys are not getting, though, is that Lewis speaks from experience, and he's been commentating with a hook on his hand ever since.
That game was so disappointing.
Sad and tragic, but hey, it's a bitch and Captain Hook cosplay during Halloween.
That game was so disappointing. And you know what the irony is that they really went to great pains to imitate the Resident Evil 4 formula, when Resident Evil was sort of an imitation of Alone in the Dark to begin with.
That game just has so many weird things in it. Like, you can skip practically the entire game by fast forwarding through it like it was a DVD, which is okay, sure, I guess. Also, the voice acting is
just
hilarious.
want to skip to the interesting cutscene at the end of the game.
It could have still been good, but on top of the weird design choices, they also didn't really finish it.
I will say, though, the music is fantastic. If you like big, bombastic, choir-y type stuff with lots of strings, which I do.
If they had just stuck to making one version of the game and porting it, then it probably would have had enough development time to be polished. But they also made a Wii version.
They made a Wii version of Alone in the Dark?
Yeah, yeah. It was that time in gaming history when the in thing to do was to make two versions of your game so that you could have a Wii version.
Which wasn't a nightmare.
The only game series that I can think of that did that well was Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, which actually managed to make two solid and entirely different games.
Can we not have the Sonic Unleashed argument right now? Oh, I wonder who the bad guy is floating in the background.
Well, you know, Sonic Unleashed is kind of a debatable case because, you know, not even the HD version is unanimously good. But
Opinions on it are as night as day.
You're very funny, John. You made a joke.
I know. I really slay them because they're all dead.
Well, so we're exploring a house full of ghosts, so
If
maybe that's the canon answer to all of our problems right now. All of these ghosts are the people who were affected by John's sense of humor.
And how does he keep getting views?
ghost views.
Because even the ghosts have to watch YouTube videos, Ryan.
They have
Jesus
unfinished
Christ.
business. That's what keeps them in the world of the
they
living.
haven't crossed
Yeah,
over.
that's purgatory is actually having to watch BrainScratch.com's videos on loop.
Purgatory is what
They can
happens.
only cross over when I make another cartoon, and I purposefully leave them in this plane of existence because fuck them.
Purgatory is what happens to people
Oh,
who die
stop.
thinking, if
Stop
only
doing that.
I had a chance to... Toad, what are you doing?
Nothing's that exciting in this world.
Oh, man.
Calm your tits.
I'm about to die, and I won't be able to watch any more channels from my favorite YouTube video. I better come back as a ghost so that I can do that.
Yeah, because when you've passed into the great beyond, keeping up on your subscriptions page is what you're worrying about.
Hey, haven't we all thought at some point, like, like, it would really suck if I died before this movie series ended?
I have to know what happens at the end of One Piece when I'm 90.
I mean, I don't think people seriously think that very often, but, it's a thought that's crossed our minds once in a while.
Well, everybody always has those random thoughts, like, what if a serial killer popped into the room right now and I had to fight him off using my ninja skills? And you were like, what if I died? And it's like, no, I couldn't die. Luke Cage comes out on Friday and I haven't even watched it yet. And don't tell me you don't have those thoughts, because it happens to everyone at least once. Is there a bottom?
I love the Toad swan dive animation whenever it's stuck to your vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, it's like, what is it replicating? Is it like it wants to fly high?
Ryan, your aim is terrible. Every time you try to drop these toads into pits, they keep on coming back.
It's not my fault.
Wait a minute, where did that toad come from?
Just popped.
It just pop. Well, I mean, that's good gameplay design, I guess, but I'm confused.
When one toad dies, another one comes down from the heavens to take his place. It's a form of...
I thought they watched YouTube videos.
No, those are dead those are dead toads. These are toads brought down from the Almighty as a form of divine punishment against Luigi for being an asshole.
Man, I just had a revelation. I was just thinking, like, how this level design, because of the fixed camera and the contained areas, looks kind of boxed in. And in the sense of a Ghost game, that sort of works. But I also realized it makes me think of Metroid Other M. And that, for a Metroid game, no. I don't like that effect. At all.
I still think that, well, they should make another Metroid game, period, but I still think that a third-person 3D Metroid game another one should happen.
I agree.
A lot of people
won't
who hate Mother M think that'll happen. They just think Other M made dumb design choices.
Yeah, but this is Nintendo, where if something doesn't immediately totally resonate with people, then they just scrap that idea and never touch it again, unless if it's Sticker Star, because I don't know why. But seriously, though, name one idea that hasn't been a complete and total success that Nintendo has stuck with other than Sticker Star.
I think someone in Nintendo just has it out for you, Ted.
Well, they did sort of reuse the Epic Yarn idea, except with Yoshi.
I think that might more be a matter of the developer, because they were both. That developer's good feel. I think. I don't think they've done anything other than Kirby's Epic Yarn, Woolly World, and a couple of Street Pass games. So it might have started off from a reusing design assets standpoint. I'm not sure though. That design, the Woolly World in particular, has a really weird development history, because that game was in development hell for like 5 years. So.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Woolly World was one of, if not the first Wii U game shown out there. And, like, at the time, Yoshi was 2D, like, Kirby was an Epic Yarn for a good part, and then was, like, 3D, like fully stitched yarn in kind of like a Mega Mushroom form, if I remember correctly, for part of it in the original presentation. If I remember correctly, there's also like files referring to a Yoshi game in the Wii U's memory, like back when the thing first popped out. So it's been planned for a while. I just don't know what's been up with it, really. I need to look up a lot of the details again because I'm very fuzzy on it. But
Yeah, fuzzy, like yarn.
I was gonna say you should be feeling very woolly about it. Oh fuck! I killed another one.
you know, my puns might be bad, but they never murdered a man, John.
Yeah, because you don't know how to slay them, Ted.
I guess it's just that
I gotta tell you, these mirrors are really fucking with me because they make the stage look a lot bigger than it is.
It doesn't.
It's just a mirror.
It doesn't look like there's a mirror. It just looks like there's two Luigi models.
Yeah, the sort of glossy effect that you'd get from a glass texture isn't there.
He's gotta face his inner turmoil, and then he can fully become a paladin.
Okay, you Toad. It would have been.
Just
It would have been. You would have stayed less time in the water if you would run to the other side. You dipshit.
Ooh, thought the game froze for a second there.
eh.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was unintentional. I didn't even realize what I said.
Another one bites
No,
the
wait,
dust.
they're coming back to life.
Yeah, this doesn't really look like all that interesting a level.
Better than the desert.
Starting off the level with the Toad escort mission does not really set a good stage for the rest of the level. Although it is better to just get it out of the way than have to deal with it later, I guess.
You know, setting the tone for the rest of the level is something even Sonic the Hedgehog at his lowest point often got right. 'Cause Sonic and the Secret Rings, like that game is chock full of dumb stuff to do. But the first thing you do in a stage is always the standard running mission, which is always pretty fun.
Yeah, but when you're starting up Sonic and the Secret Rings, no matter what, you have to do the tutorial, which is like 15 minutes long. Although, I guess you kind of do need it because it's Secret Rings, but still.
Uh-huh.
That game sucks. I'm really glad John gets that one, because... Yeah, I never want to touch Secret Rings ever again. I get to play a good game. I get to play Black Knight. Yeah.
Good, quote unquote.
I like Black Knight.
Then again, you're also you, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Black Knight isn't bad. It's just not interesting at all.
It's not the best game I've ever played, but I enjoy it. Part of me misses the kind of video game developers that would say, "Fuck it, let's give Sonic a sword," you know? Because that's a design mentality we don't see from
Rest
anyone.
in peace, comment section.
Come on.
You see, my opinion's bad because I totally just said that Spirit of Justice is worse than Sonic and the Black Knight. That's totally what I was saying right now.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to do it for you.
Wait, is Spirit of Justice good or bad? Because I keep hearing mixed things about it.
I don't like it. A lot of people do
There's
like
these
it.
things. It's called opinions. And one person may not like it. I think it's okay. Not my favorite Ace Attorney, but it's alright.
I didn't enjoy it, but explaining why
We are well aware of your opinions on it, Ted.
I don't go out of my way to bash it all that frequently. Luigi, why?
You fall down again on bashing Spirit of Justice. You were going to do that anyway. You're right, but I don't want you to fall again. Oh, you fell again!
Ace Attorney is at heart a VN series, so I guess it's going to be largely subjective.
We need to do a discussion video on that pronto.
Hey,
probably one already went out by the time this video gets uploaded. So.
Well, it depends on when. Did Jamie finish? Yeah, he did, but we need a.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so we need a.
We didn't set up a time yet.
This is going to be dated by the time that happens.
Everything we do is dated. Why bother pretending it isn't?
Right, we need to make it look like we're in touch. How about that NX?
Oh man. I'm not sure it exists. I think it might be a phantom, created by the Canadian government in order to make us think
I
we have
really
video
like the
games.
fact that it has buttons that let you play the game.
You know, considering some of the rumors that have popped out, having buttons isn't a guarantee. there is like one Nintendo patent out there where it's like the screen is the whole thing's a touch screen, and like it like makes vibration the buttons or something. I don't really remember. It was stupid, but because they have a patent on it, that means it's totally what the NX is going to be.
Now, people put in patents for stuff a lot. It's just to make sure that people don't take your idea before you have the chance to use it for something.
But if Nintendo made a patent, that means it has to
Putting
be
a-
what the NX is. That's what they
Nah,
mean.
you put in a patent, and that just means you've called dibs on this idea. Whether or not you actually use it is another thing entirely. But a company will do that sort of thing before actually deciding whether or not an idea is viable, purely if they think the technology is interesting enough to, keep to themselves.
I bet you EGAD hasn't patented any of his shit. Let's steal all of it. I mean, granted, I don't know how much ghost-busting stuff we'd be able to make money off of in the real world, but hey,
Man.
it's worth a shot.
Speaking of
Or you can make a reality show.
Speaking of Nintendo and technology, I actually watched Gaming Historian's video on the Power Glove a while back. That is an interesting story.
You know what? I actually do want to figure out what was going through the minds of people who thought that the Power Glove was a good idea.
Well, the actual technology that the Power Glove was based on was like a $4,000 sort of a virtual reality glove thing that was used by NASA and other places.
And they tried to make it a $30 Nintendo peripheral. So
Yeah,
that
and
would
they
work out.
and they might even have succeeded at doing that if the product itself wasn't rushed. But yeah, they basically managed to replicate the technology using cheaper stuff.
So basically, what you're saying is that we have to blame NASA for the Power Glove. Okay, sounds good.